Okay, now so today we will discuss the a new topic, that is differential amplifier. Now I have discussed half of this configuration, that means differential amplifier, total differential amplifier topic I have discussed half with you, but I am going to again repeat, and whatever I have left I will continue the discussion. Next, now differential amplifier is the building block or the heart of the building block of the operational amplifier. Now the operational, this is the transistorized circuit diagram of the differential amplifier. You can see the diagram, but actually differential amplifier is used in the op-amp circuit. I have several times mentioned that. And in the case of the op-amp, I have also said that the differential amplifier, you can see that there is two transistor is there, and it actually amplifies the difference between the two signal. Okay, so in the case of the op-amp, the differential amplifier, purpose of the differential amplifier is difference means the difference between two signal, that means V in 1 and V in 2, and amplifier means it actually amplifies that signal. Okay, now from that diagram you can see that there is one transistor here, there is another transistor here, and there is one input here, there is another input here, V in 1, V in 2, and there is one output there from the collector terminal, and there is another output there from the collector terminal. Okay, and in the meantime there is a series resistance RS, and this is the NPN transistor. You can see that arrow is in that direction, so this is an NPN transistor, and also this is also an NPN transistor. Okay, so this is all about this circuit diagram we have used to. This is not V into like this is not the DC, this is your AC signal, so you must, okay, 1 minute, I am just overwriting with this. So this will be your AC signal, not your DC signal. Okay, so this will be AC signal, and DC biasing applied here is VCC and minus VE. So in the case of the transistor, I have said that the you can see from the circuit diagram also, this is a transistorized circuit. There is a DC signal also being used, and there is an AC signal is also being used in this circuit. Now what is the use of this DC signal, and what is the purpose of using this AC signal? AC signal is used here to, this is used as a signal. Okay, this signal is going to be amplified, and the output voltage is to be collected from the output terminal of the collector terminal. Now this DC voltage, that means the VCC, and the minus VE, that is being used for the biasing purpose of the transistor. Now what do you mean by the biasing? Biasing of the transistor means properly fixing the Q point at the middle of the load line. So if this is your transistor characteristics, ICVC characteristic, this is your load line, and you have to ensure that the Q point will be at the middle of the load line. Now what is the significance of the Q point, that I have mentioned already, so I am not going to discuss here. So this is the purpose of the DC signal, and this is the purpose of the AC signal is being used in this circuit. And all other, there is a collector resistance is there is emitter resistance, this resistance is your RE. Okay, so this is your emitter resistance, and all other, these two emitter terminal is connected and pass through the emitter resistance to the ground, and this is the base terminal RS is being connected, a series resistance. So this is all about the circuit. And also you can see from the circuit diagram, there is two input is being used, and the output is also the two output, V01 and V02. Based on this configuration, we can arrange, or we can devise the four configuration of the differential amplifier. Okay, that means the two output, two input is there, so we can actually make four different configuration of this differential amplifier. Now what are those four different configuration of the differential amplifier? So that is if the two input is being used, that is called the balanced output, and the one input is being used, that is called the unbalanced output. And if the single input is used, that is called the one input is used, that is called the single ended, and it is the double input is being used, that is called the double ended. So that is the case. So unbalanced, that means only one output is being used. Balanced, two output is being used, this is the one output is being used, two output is being used, one input double ended, two input is being used, and one input is being used. So based on this we have categorized as, that means the double input, double ended amplifier. Double ended means both input are being used, that is called the double ended. Okay, if two output is being used, that means the difference between these two output, that is called the balance output. Is one output is being used, that is called the unbalanced output. Both input are being used, that is called the double ended. Single input is being used, that is called the single-ended. So based on this configuration, double-ended, unbalanced, double-ended, balance, single-ended, unbalanced, and single-ended, balance. So these are the different configuration that we can make differential amplifier, and we can analyze the circuit in this configuration also based on the each and individual configuration. But before, remember, we will only consider the one kind of configuration output signal, and based on that we will calculate the CMRR of the circuit, and rest you will calculate on your own. Okay, so this is the differential amplifier introduction, and how the input and output is being connected, how why biasing is used, what is AC signal is being used, what is the different configuration, that is the case. Okay, so next is your common mode signal. Common mode signal I have already analyzed in your op-amp circuit, or I have already said the definition in your op-amp circuit, that if the two input, that is two input is there, V in and V in 1, if V in 1 equal to V in 2, that means the signal common to both the input, that is called the common mode input. And we don't want the common mode input. Why we don't want the common mode input to be amplified? Because the example of the common mode input that is equally being added to the both input, it's called the noise signal. Now the noise signal, we don't want the noise signal. All of you know that the noise signal is not required in your circuit, or if it is amplifies, then it actually degrade the circuit performance. So that's why this common mode signal, which is common to both the input, common to both the input means the noise signal is equally distributed to both the input. You cannot eliminate that, but you have to properly design the circuit so that your noise signal will not amplify at the output. Okay, so we don't want this. We don't want this means we don't want this noise signal to be amplified at the output of this signal. So we have to reject this common mode signal. So that is the and we have to amplify the difference mode signal. Difference mode signal means that is the purpose of the differential amplifier. That means we have to amplify the difference mode signal. Okay, so that is the all about the this common mode input and this differential mode input, and why we don't want this differential mode input. Okay, why we don't want this? So we want that the differential input to be amplified, amplify the differential input, and I want to reject the common mode input. Okay, so common mode input is nothing but your noise signal. Next we have to analyze the circuit in the case of the so I have said that we will analyze only a single configuration of this circuit. Now the single configuration of this circuit is the dual input unbalanced output. Now the dual input unbalanced output means, I have already said previously that the dual input means two input is being used here, dual input, that means both input is being used in this circuit. In this circuit, this is one input, this is another input. So whenever we have analyzed the circuit, that means dual input and the unbalanced means only one output is being calculated. Okay, not two output is being calculated, only one output is being calculated. V01 or V02 is being calculated. Okay, so that is the purpose of this circuit. So next in the case of the DC analysis, now the term here written here is the DC analysis. Now what do you mean by the DC analysis of the circuit? In the case of the this transistorized circuit of the differential amplifier, you can see that there is a AC signal is being connected, and there is also DC signal is being connected. Now the meaning of that, if the AC signal is being connected and also DC signal is being connected, then whenever we want to perform the DC analysis, then we have to short circuit, or we have to deactivate the AC signal and only consider the DC signal. Okay, so the DC analysis means we have to deactivate this AC signal and only consider this DC signal. Now in the case of the AC signal is based in this circuit, that is the two input, V in 1 and V in 2. Now both are the voltage signal, so that's why we have short circuited the voltage signal like this. We have short circuited the voltage signal with the voltage. That means whenever you want to deactivate the voltage signal from the circuit, then you have to short circuit that voltage signal, and whenever you want to deactivate the current source or the current suppose there is a voltage signal or there is a current signal, that means the current source is connected, then you have to open circuit this to deactivate this current signal. Okay, so that is the purpose. So next we draw this circuit just being short circuited these two, and this perform the DC analysis. Now the next question is, what we perform the DC analysis? Why we perform the DC analysis? Because the DC analysis gives you the proper idea of your Q point. Q point means you have to calculate the IC and the VC, that is the measure of your Q point. Okay, because in the load line there is an IC, there is an VC, and this is the Q point. So if you know the IC and VC, then you properly know the Q point. Okay, so properly placing of the Q point, you must have an idea of this DC analysis. Okay, that's why I perform the DC analysis. So first, this is the loop 1. We have considered the black line, loop 1. So this you can see from this KVL equation. That means 0 voltage is there, and there is another voltage VBE. Okay, VBE is there base to emitter, IE into RE, that is another, and there is a 2 IE coming for the second transistor. That means there's 2 IE, and this is VE. Okay, this is VE. So this is the loop 1, and this yellow line is your loop 2. Okay, yellow line is your loop 2. So from there we calculate the IE, and from the next loop, from the yellow line, that is VCE, ICRC, then collector to emitter voltage VCE, and here is the VCC, this voltage. Okay, that IERE and VE. From there we calculate the VCE. So VCE comes out to be this. So from there there is equation of IC and there is equation of VCE. So put IC equal to 0, we get the value of VCE, and if we put VCE equal to 0, we get the value of IC. So from there we can get an idea where the Q point is actually located, and if you get the Q point is actually located, then you can say that the transistor can be properly placed in your active region of this. And properly placing the transistor at the active region, we can say that the transistor can be act as an amplifier. Okay, so this is the all about your DC analysis. So the DC analysis is required only because we want to the circuit to be properly used as an amplifier, and for the used as an amplifier we must place the circuit in the active region, and for the proper placing of the Q point in the active region or the operate the transistor in the active region, we must know the value of IC and VC. That is the two important value we must require. So that's why we use this DC analysis. Okay, so next we will consider this in the case of the operational amplifier. In the whenever you discuss the operational amplifier, it is nothing but the differential amplifier. So in the case of the operational amplifier, we have also discussed that the output voltage is not only the difference mode gain and the difference signal. This is the difference signal as the differential mode gain. Okay, that is not, this output voltage is not like this, it is another term. That term is your common mode gain and the common mode signals. This is common mode signal is your noise signal, this is the noise signal amplification factor. Okay, so output voltage in the differential amplifier is the summation of these two. So AD is your differential mode gain. Okay, so AD is the differential mode gain and AC is your common mode gain. Okay, so this is the two gain we have discussed, and VD is the difference signal, is your difference signal, and VC is your common mode signal. So in the common mode signal means noise signal. So we have also discussed that the VD is nothing but V in 1 minus V in 2. Okay, and VC, this common mode signal, is nothing but V in 1 plus V in 2 divided by 2. So this is your common mode signal. So in the common mode gain, whenever you calculate this common mode gain, this common mode gain is nothing but, so this is your common mode gain, this is your common mode gain. So common mode gain is V0 divided by VC. VC is the common mode signal, so this is nothing but your AC, and whenever your VD equal to 0. So from that equation you can easily verify this, what is the common mode gain. So in the case of the common mode gain, that I have said that in the case of the common mode signal, what happens, that means V in 1 is equals to V in 2. Okay, V in 1 equals to V in 2 is nothing but your Vs. Okay, so your VD equal to 0, VD equal to 0, because is V in 1 equal to V into VD is obviously 0, and I have assumed that is Vs. So your VC is equal to nothing but your Vs, and AC is equal to, AC is comes out to be V0 divided by Vs. okay, because v in 1 equal to v into equal to vs. Now just concentrate on this equation again. That means whenever we calculate the common mode gain, okay, whenever we trying to calculate the common mode gain, then common mode gain is nothing but v0 divided by vc. Whenever your this vd equal to 0, then v0 divided by vc, that is your ac, okay. And in the case of the common mode signal, we have know that the common mode signal is nothing but your v in 1 equal to v in 2. That means in the common mode signal I have said that common mode signal is input is common to both this input, same input is common to both the input, okay. So that is the common mode signal. So v in 1 equal to v in 2, and we have assumed that it will be equal to vs. And if this v in 1 equal to v in 2, okay, then only vd equal to 0, okay. That means dependent signal is 0, this condition is satisfied, and so your vc is nothing but your vs. So ac is v0 divided by vs. This way we will calculate, this way we will calculate this common mode signal, because we don't want our aim is to that we don't want this common mode signal to be amplified. So we want this common mode gains to be as small as possible, so that our amplifier is a good differential amplifier, because we don't want this common mode signal to be amplified at the output, because if the noise signal is amplified at the output, our differential amplifier performance will be degraded, okay. So that is the case we will discuss. So that is the procedure we will follow in the case of the analysis of the AC signal analysis. Whenever we analyze the AC signal, then this procedure will be followed, okay. We will make this VD equal to 0, and we will calculate this AC like this, okay. So for the purpose of the AC analysis, likewise so when before that we have discussed the DC analysis. So in the case of the DC analysis, we have short circuited this AC signal and perform the DC analysis. Now in the case of the AC analysis, we have to deactivate this DC signal, and likewise we will calculate this AC analysis. So for the purpose of the AC analysis, we have to draw the equivalent circuit diagram of the transistor, and from there we will calculate this, okay. So in the case of the AC analysis, we must deactivate this DC signal. Likewise in the case of the DC analysis, we have deactivated this AC signal, okay. So the purpose of the AC analysis, we have to deactivate this DC signal and draw equivalent circuit diagram of transistor, okay. That means transistor, there will be no transistor will be replaced by a constant current source resistance like this, okay. So the equivalent circuit diagram. So I am just importing the diagram. One minute. So this is the equivalent circuit diagram of the transistor. So before that, just so you can see there is a voltage Vs, there is a voltage V in 1, and there is a voltage V in 2. So that is this is Vs V in 1, and it is Vs V in 2, because we are calculating the common mode gain. So this is V in 1 and V in 2, that will be 2 equal, that will be equal to Vs, that we have discussed here, okay. So V in 1 equal to V in 2 equal to Vs, that we have considered. Next this RS is there. So you can see there is a resistance. So this resistance is RS, this resistance is also RS, both are present. So this is your RS and this is your RS, so both are present. Now there is a output voltage. So output voltage we will only considering, and this circuit is for the dual input unbalanced output, okay. This is dual input and the unbalanced output signal. So for that purpose we have only considered the one output signal, we are not considering the two output signals. So and this circuit, okay, this circuit, this is a beta IB1. Beta IB1 means constant current source transistor. This is the transistor equivalent circuit. You will just look into the circuit, transistor pi model, transistor pi model, okay. So then you will understand this circuit. So okay, so this is your one input Vs, and this is your another input Vs, and this is your series resistance Rs, and this is the equivalent circuit diagram of the transistor 1. This is the equivalent circuit diagram of the transistor 2, and there is a collector resistance is there. From here we don't want the output from here, because we want only consider the one output, because it is the case of the dual input unbalanced output circuit, okay. And is double ended and the unbalanced output, that means two input is being used and only one output is being used. So we will consider this output, and this is the collector resistance, and this emitter resistance also present. And these two things you just see in your book, that this is the equivalent circuit diagram, this is the equivalent circuit diagram of the transistor. So that is the only case, and otherwise the all the thing are the same as the circuit, okay. And also we will consider this V in1 in place of V in1 and V in2, we just consider Vs and Vs, because we want to calculate the common mode gain, okay. So both the transistor is identical, both have the same source, and in the case of this we will consider this KVL equation through this, okay. So we will consider this KVL equation here, KVL equation through here. So the current flowing through this terminal or through this is 1 plus beta, through this is 1 plus beta IB1, because this is the emitter current. So this emitter current is IB1, and here current flowing through this 1 plus beta IB2, okay. So both this current will flowing through this 1 plus beta IB1 plus IB2, 1 plus beta IB1 IB1 plus IB2, okay. And we will consider only this loop now, only consider only this loop now. So if you consider this loop, then the KVL equation is like this: Vs equal to IB, okay. So Vs equal to IB. Now we will consider this IB1 and IB2 as IB. So this is your IB, and Rs plus R pi. So Rs plus R pi, and don't confuse with R pi. R pi is a pi model of the transistor, you just see that, and plus the emitter current 1 plus beta IB1 plus IB2. So 1 plus 2, 1 plus beta, because IB1 and plus IB2 equal to IB, so that's why IB, okay, into RE. RE resistance is there, okay. And you can see from the diagram that this V0 current will be flowing through this like this. This is the current, so current will be flowing like this. So V0 is equal to nothing but minus beta IB into RC, minus beta IB into RC. So beta IB is there and RC is there, and the potential, we are considering the potential in that direction, and the current will be flowing in that direction, so that's why there is a negative signal, okay. So V0 will be beta IB into RC minus, so from there we will calculate the V0 divided by Vs. This is nothing but your V0 divided by Vs. So this is your gain, common mode gain. So V0 divided by Vs is beta IB into RC. So IB is also there, so that will be cancelled. So beta RC divided by RS plus R pi plus 2 into 1 plus beta into RE, okay. So that is the case. So this will be approximated as beta RC because beta is multiplied with RE. So these RS, R pi, RE of the same magnitude as beta is multiplied only with RE. So this value will be higher than these two values. So you can ignore this value. So that is 2 RE 1 plus beta. Okay. So this is the analysis. Okay. This is the analysis. So AC will be nothing but, so still we can approximate this. So this will be minus RC, beta will be cancelled, 1 plus beta will be beta, so RC divided by 2 RE. So this will be nothing but your AC. Okay. So this will be nothing but your AC, common mode gain. So ideally what we want, hope you understand this analysis, hope you understand all of this analysis. So this is your AC, so I am just rewriting the AC. So AC will be nothing but minus RC divided by twice into RE. Okay. So ideally what we want, we don't want any common mode gain, so that if the common mode gain is 0, then we only at the output we get VD into AD. That is our desired. Okay. So AC will be 0. So for that purpose, what measure can be taken? Okay. What the things we only can consider so that this AC can be taken. So I am just again showing you this equation. So V0, okay, so V0 is nothing but AD into VD plus AC into VC. So our whole analysis purpose, this is our equivalent circuit diagram. From that equivalent circuit diagram we are just calculating this V0 divided by Vs. What we are calculating V0 divided by Vs? Because we want to calculate the AC, and from there AC, after calculating the AC, we have to take some kind of action so that your AC will be minimized or AC will be tends to 0. So ideally your AC will be 0. So for that purpose, what measure can be taken? RE tends to infinite. So if RE tends to infinite, emitter resistance, then your AC will be equal to 0. And if AC equal to 0, then the differential amplifier is a perfect differential amplifier. So V0 equal to VD into AD. Your noise signal will be cancelled properly. Okay. So your noise signal will be cancelled properly. So that is your main desire. But what happened? The RE resistance, if we want to calculate the RE resistance higher, okay, then if you get RE resistance here very much higher, then this will be not a practical thing, that RE tends to infinite. So that's why we, in place of RE, we want a constant current source. Okay, in place of RE, previously there was RE, so for that we place a constant current source or the constant current bias. This is called the constant current bias. So in the case of the constant current bias, this condition will be achieved. So this is the current mirror circuit. So in the case of the any integrated circuit chip, current mirror circuit is used here and there. Okay, so this is the use of the current mirror circuit. Why we use the current mirror circuit? Okay, so this is another topic. So next we want to calculate the our main aim is to calculate the difference CMRR. Okay, so for that purpose, from that equation, again I am just writing the equation. So from that equation, V0 equal to AD into VD plus AC into VC. So here next we want to calculate, our AC will be calculated. Okay, so next we want to calculate the AD. So AD will be nothing but V0 divided by VD when VC equal to 0. Previously we have calculated just the opposite. Now VC will be nothing but V in 1 plus V into divided by 2. So at the VC equal to 0, we put VC equal to 0. So V in 1 will be nothing but minus V into. Okay, and so that will be equal to plus Vs by 2. So this is the condition. Previously we have calculated the condition like this: V in 1 equal to V into equal to Vs. Here for the calculation of the differential gain, V in 1 equal to V minus V into equal to Vs by 2. So AD is nothing but V0 divided by Vs, and when V in 1 equal to minus V into equal to Vs by 2. Okay, so in the same procedure, likewise in the previous case we have calculated the common mode gain. Here we will also calculate the differential mode gain AD, and just by take the ratio of these two, then we will get the CMRR. Okay,